Hi there, and welcome to That Board Game Show. My name is James Wood, and today I'm going to show you Carcassonne. Carcassonne, the world-famous French city, known for its imposing fortifications erected during the Antiquity and the Middle Ages. This fortress, surrounded by magnificent walls, still stands today as one of the most unique French cities. In this game, players must develop the area around Carcassonne. They will place their followers onto roads and into cities, monasteries and fields. Only those who make the most judicious placements will gain the points required to win the game. Today I'm playing the solo variant for Carcassonne, which is available to download online. You can pause there if you'd like to read through the rules and setup and everything. There's page 2, and there's page 3. So I'm going to presume that you paused the screen there and read the rules, or went and downloaded them, and I'm just going to dive straight into the gameplay. Starting with green's turn. We use this little black bishop, which is one of the unused player colors, to denote which color is currently the active player. And at the end of the game, my score will be that of whichever color is furthest back on the track. I will explain all the scoring, how it works, etc. as I play. So I'm just going to dive straight in with the first turn, which is green's turn. So green will draw a tile, flip it over, and it is a road with a bunch of roads. It's a little village, tiny little village in the French countryside. So let's place that tiny little village over there, like so. Now in the solitaire game, if you are able, you must place a meeple on a feature. So I will place this meeple on this road over here, and that meeple now becomes a highwayman, and he has laid claim to this little stretch of road. We move over to yellow's turn. Yellow draws a tile and chooses where to place it. Let's put this tile over there. And we will place one of yellow's meeples in the city, and this little meeple now becomes a knight. He is a knight guarding the gates in this city. Okay, moving on to red's turn. Red draws a road. Okay, now I can do something interesting. In the solitaire game, you more often than not want to try place things so that you do not have to place a meeple. One of the ways to do that is to place this road, like so. And now that is extending the road for green. So green, let me just move green over to there, make that a bit easier to see. So green owns this stretch of road, which means red cannot come in with his highwayman and try laying claim to it. Because highwaymen do not like to share. And neither do knights apparently, because the same rules apply for cities. So I just placed this road here, which means I cannot place a red meeple, which is actually a good thing. Because one of the ways the game ends in the solitaire game is if you have to place a meeple and you can't, you instantly end the game, and your score is that of whichever color is furthest back on the track. So at the moment, green is our starting player with 1 point. So our current score is 1. So I want to try and score green. Let's see, so now it is green's turn, and let's see what you can do. Green, can you score anything? Not with that tile, you won't. That is another road, but it's not a terrible thing because now I can place this road over there, extending green's road, which means green cannot place a meeple. You can never have two meeples on the same feature, whether or not they're the same color. It is now yellow's turn. Yellow is going to draw another road. Aha! But let me show you something. I can now score points for green by placing this road over here. In fact, let's place it like this. Okay. Now the first thing you do whenever you place a tile is place a meeple. So now yellow must place a meeple on one of these two roads. Let's just place one over there. And now, because we just closed off a road, you see, it starts in this village over here, and it ends off in this village over here. So this road is now complete, which means green now scores points. So we take this highwayman off this road and we score 1 point per tile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. And because green is at the back of the score track, he will score those 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we want to try get it so that yellow will score next. Because if I had closed off that road and green was where green is now, green would have got the meeple back, which is one of the key strategies in the solo game, to get the meeples back, but he wouldn't score any points, which isn't fantastic. So over to red's turn. We move our little bishop to help us remember whose turn it is. We draw a tile, and it's a city, which is perfect. I'm going to put that over there, like so. And now red must place a meeple, so red gets a highwayman on the board, and yellow retrieves his knight. This knight, whoop, runs back to yellow's supply and scores 2 points per tile for a city. 2, 4, 6, 8, plus another 2 for any shields in the city. So yellow just scored a good looking 10 points. From 2 up to whoop, 12. How's about that? That's pretty impressive. Now we want to try get red to score next. So we want to try close off this little road. But it's not red's turn, it is green's turn, and we draw a road. Well, that works out. Let's just add it over there. And now, because that is extending a road that red owns, green may not place a meeple there. Over to yellow's turn. So what yellow is going to do is place this road ending in a city over there, which caps off one end of this road for red, and yellow is going to place a knight in that city. And red is up, and red draws a city, a massive city. So red will place the city over here, extending yellow's city, and not having to place a meeple because he cannot. Over to green. Green drew a monastery. There's our first monastery of the game. Okay, so now when you place a monastery, I will place this one over here because we're now finishing off this road for red. Green will place a meeple in that monastery, and a meeple in a monastery is called a monk. So that monk is now sitting in that monastery, and he will only come back to green supply once I completely surround all the tiles around the monastery. So red gets this meeple back and scores 1, 2, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Over there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that was green's turn. Yellow's turn. Now we want to try close in this monastery so we can get green's little meeple back. But we drew another city, which actually helps us because now yellow can extend his own city and start working to surround this green tile. I'm just going to pretend this is Google Maps, and we're just scrolling to give us a bit more room there. Okay, that was yellow's turn. Over to red. Red drew a massive city tile. Whoa. Okay, the only legal place to place this is on one of these spaces because terrain always has to match. So I think I will place this up here. Let's spin it that way. Red will not place a meeple in there because he can't, but we are closing in this monastery quite effectively. Okay, green's turn. Green draws a road. So it's tempting to place this road over here because then green is working towards closing off this monastery, but then green will have to place a meeple on that road, and roads are quite tricky to close off. They can get quite long. So the other option would be to place it down here and extend this road for yellow, which means green would not have to place a meeple. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that and not place a meeple for green. Yellow draws a city tile, And that goes perfectly over here, helping green get closed in there. Although you can see here, this is a lot of open space around the city. So yellow needs to try close off the city somehow, because otherwise yellow's not going to be getting that meeple back anytime soon. But we are restricted by the tiles we draw. That can go over there, like so. Now red will have to place a meeple, which is fine, because he's got a full supply on that highway. And we're helping to close in this city for yellow. Now green's turn, and we draw another road. My. Okay, let's extend red's road here, which means green does not have to place. And we'll draw a tile for yellow, and yellow draws another road. So again, let's extend red's road over there. And red's turn. Oh my word. Road after road after road. Okay, let's put this road like that. And hopefully I can get a road like this one over here, where it's just a straight through road. If I can get one of those over there, I can close off this little loop and get that meeple back for red. That's not a bad thing. So let's draw for green, and look at that. We drew the perfect tile. I promise I did not stack the deck. That is just the luck of the draw. And sometimes it goes your way. So we'll place that over there. Boop. And we will score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points for red. And red will get this little meeple back. Go from 6 to 12. Join yellow up here. And it is now yellow's turn. And yellow drew one of these city tiles. That's good. I'm going to put that up over here, because that is now extending yellow city and starting to close it off, and closing in the area around green's monastery over there, which is very helpful. And I've just realized this map is going completely the wrong way for the camera. So prepare for things to get a bit weird, because I am going to spin this whole map. Try to do this without shifting everything. Spin, spin, spin. Okay, and that was going there. There we go. Whoa, craziness. Craziness. Okay, I'm just doing this because the map is really getting out of hand in the wrong direction. So I'm going to do that, and that, and that over there. Let's just spin all of our meeples so they're facing the right way for the camera. That's better. Now, that was yellow's turn. We are going to play red's turn now, and red draws a road. So let's place this road up over here so red does not have to place a meeple, which is helpful. And over to green's turn. Green, what you got? Okay, that does actually help, because that can help us start closing off this massive city for yellow. So we'll put that over there. Except now green has to place a meeple on that road, which I would rather not do, actually. I'm going to rather place this up here, extending yellow's road over there, and I'm going to place a meeple on this city, because cities are easier to close off than roads, and I want green to score next. So let's go to yellow's turn, and yellow will place this city over there, extending green's little city, and not placing a meeple. And red's turn. Red drew a road. What is with all these roads? My goodness me. Okay, well, let's just keep expanding yellow's road up here. And let's draw another city tile. Put this over here for green. Green is extending his own little city over there. Yellow. Another one! Oh my. I'm going to keep on extending this, although now that's going to be a bit of a tricky one to find. But I'm sure it's out there. And I didn't have to place a meeple, because green already has claimed that city. And we now have a city with a bit of road for red. Okay, because you always have to place something and it's easier to finish cities than roads. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to place a meeple, a knight on that space over there. And a road. Wow. Let's just keep expanding yellow's road over here, I guess. We'll do that because now I don't have to place one for green. And then we'll draw a tile over here, and it's a road with a bit of city. I will place this road and city over here. And I'm going to pop a little yellow meeple on that city over there. And hope that I can close that off and get that yellow meeple back. Draw this, and okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this over there. And red now has to place a meeple on that city. But now, you see I've closed off this road for yellow. So yellow is going to get that meeple back, which is good, because yellow is down to one meeple. But because yellow is not last on the score track, he's not actually going to score those points. So that's sometimes the trade-off you have to do in the solo game, is you have to do what you need to do to just get those meeples back, to just extend the duration of the game a bit. Because extending the game almost always means you're going to score higher. So let's go over to green's turn now. Green can now put this tile over there and finish this rather large city over here, getting that meeple back. But after he places one over there and scoring 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 points. 12 points takes our green meeple up to 18 up here. Okay, so now we want to try score for yellow or red. And it is yellow's turn. Yellow draws a city. I'm going to close off this city for yellow over here. So yellow's going to score these points. I'm going to put that over there. And then unfortunately, I'm going to have to put one of yellow's meeples on this road. And as you've seen, roads are quite tricky to finish. But I get that back, and yellow now scores 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it is down to red's turn. Come on, red, let's see if you can close off one of your cities. You can! That is the perfect thing to draw. Okay, so let's close off this city over here. So now red will, well, first we have to place a meeple on that city over there, and red can retrieve that meeple and score 4 points. Come and join yellow. And it is green's turn. Green, you're gonna go with a monastery. Oh no, not another monastery for green. But wait. Would you look at this? This is perfect. I didn't even realize I was making the perfect place for a monastery. I can take this monastery now, place it in there, put green's meeple on it, and then instantly retrieve that meeple. Whoop! Getting that back right away, but sadly not scoring the points because green is not last on the track. Oh well, I think it's better to do that than to try score the points and not have the meeple. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Now it's yellow's turn. And yellow draws the perfect card to help finish green's little thing here. Okay, you see this here would go perfectly in there. It would finish off that city for green, and it would finish off that monastery. But as you just saw, if we do that, green won't score anything. So what I think I should rather do is place it up here and score some points for red. And yellow will have to place a meeple on this city here, which will be easy enough to finish. Red will retrieve his knight from there, scoring 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we want to try get yellow to score something. It is now red's turn, and red draws the perfect thing to help yellow score. I'm going to put this over here. We'll put this red meeple up there. We'll retrieve this yellow meeple and score 4 points for yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I want to try score some points for green. And it's green's turn. What's green going to draw? Ha! Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That is ideal to drop in here, extending green city over there, and finishing this monastery. So now green will score 9 points. We take his monk back to the supply, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 point for every tile around the monastery, including the monastery itself. 9 points, taking us to 27 for green. Okay, that was jolly good. It is yellow's turn again. Yellow draws a city. So we could score some points for red. I think we're going to do that. We'll just slide that board over to the side there a bit. We'll actually scratch that because that's going to put yellow on another road. So I'm going to rather extend yellow's road like so, and put a yellow meeple on there. And hopefully we can try close off this road sometime. Okay, red's turn. There we go. That should help us close off that road. Okay, so we'll pop that over there. Popping that over there. And we'll pop red's little guy over there. Okay, green's turn. And that is exactly what I wanted to draw, because now watch what's going to happen. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to place it over here. Okay. And now you'll see that connects up these roads. You know, I said earlier that there can never be two meeples on the same feature. Well, this is the one way that rule can be broken. Because you see here, these roads were not connected before I placed this tile. By placing this tile, dink, we now link up those roads all together. So now both red and yellow will score for that feature. And they'll both get their meeples back. And because it added to a feature that was already meepled, I do not place a green meeple there. So yellow gets his meeple back, red gets his meeple back, and they both score 4 points. Taking them both whoop, to 24. Okay, that was green's turn, yellow's turn. Another road. Okay, well, let's put this road over here, I reckon, and we'll put a meeple on there. And red's turn. Another road. Well, we will extend yellow's road over here. Not placing a red meeple on there. And green's turn. That's exactly what we want to see. Okay, because now I can take that, place it over here, and place a green meeple on the city, which are a lot easier to score than roads, and score 1, 2, 3, 4 points for yellow, because yellow is last on the track. 1, 2, 3, 4, taking yellow to 28. And now we go to yellow's turn. Yellow is going to draw this city tile. Okay, I think what yellow is going to do is just keep his meeples and place the city tile right on the end here. Place a meeple on there, and then immediately retrieve it, but not score the points because he's not last on the track, but that's only 2 points he's forfeiting. It is back to red. And red just drew the perfect thing, because now red can take this tile, place it up over here, not have to place a meeple, retrieve it, and score 4 points. Taking red up to 28. It's getting rather crowded there. Okay, green's turn. Let's see what you can do, green. Green drew a monastery. Oh dear. Okay, let's put that monastery over here in the middle of things. That should be easy enough to close off. I'll pop that on there. Go to yellow's turn. And yellow also drew a monastery. Woo! Okay, well that's actually kind of perfect, because I'll put that monastery over there and pop yellow on that. And then we just need to get some road tiles, although by the look of it we've probably drawn most of them already. Oh well, red's turn. Well, there's a road tile, but it's not the right sort. There's no way that I can lay it that it extends an existing road. So I'm just going to park it off down here, not bothering anybody. Pop a little red meeple on it over there, and hopefully draw another one like that, and I can just close it off. Green's turn. What does green draw? Green will just place this over here, extending red's road and putting a meeple there. That's green's final meeple. So we're getting close to the end now. Yellow's turn. Yellow draws a road. So we could try close in this monastery over here. I think we'll try do that. I'm going to play that over there. Working towards closing this in, so now we just need a straight through road. Although that means we're probably not going to be able to finish off that city. And yellow will have to place a meeple on that road. Okay, going to red. Red draws a monastery. My goodness. This game is just chock full of monasteries. Okay, red can put his monastery up over here, I think. That's probably the safest place for that to go. Pop that there. Come over to green, and we draw a city. So we will extend green's city over here. Let's actually extend it this way around, which means he doesn't have to place a meeple, and he doesn't have any to place, so that worked out. And yellow is going to play a similar trick. Let's see, we'll play that over here as well, extending that city for green and not placing a meeple. Over to red. Red just drew a road. So red will extend red's road, not having to place a meeple again. Over to green. And that is the end of the game, because now I have to place this somewhere. We'll just place it there. Finishing off red's road. Not able to place a green meeple. We do pull that off, but red does not score anything because red is not lost on the score track. We have run out of green meeples, and that is the end of the game. So now one final thing we do is you score 2 points for each meeple still on the map. So green has 1, 2, 3, 4 meeples still on the map. So 2, 4, 6, 8 points for green, taking green to 35. And then we will score for red. We will score 4 points for red's 2 meeples still on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll score yellow, 2, 4, 6, 8 points as well, taking yellow to 36. And our final score in the solo game of Carcassonne is 32 with red. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that solitaire playthrough. It did go on a bit longer than I expected. It's sometimes over very quickly and you sometimes get a very low score. But that should give you a very good sense of how Carcassonne in general plays as well, with placing your meeples out and trying to score the different cities and trying to score the monasteries and the roads. There is one other feature in regular Carcassonne that is excluded from the solitaire game, and that is farmers. So typically in Carcassonne you play your meeples standing up like that. But if you play a farmer, what you do is you play a farmer face down, lying down like that, in a field. You do not score them until the end of the game, and then they score 3 points for each completed city adjacent to the field that they are occupying. So you can see this farmer here, if I was playing a traditional game, occupies this field that wraps around here, wraps all the way around there, wraps around there. So it includes that city. It even includes this city over here, because it wraps all the way around like that. And it wraps all the way around there. It would include these 2 cities, if they were completed. So had this been a traditional game of Carcassonne, and I had placed my farmer over there, he would have scored 3, 6, 9, 12 points for the end of the game. So that's basically the primary difference, is you just don't play with that. There are piles of expansions for Carcassonne that introduce all kinds of additional little features and components and different ways to score. But today I was just playing with the traditional base game and the not so traditional solo variant. I hope you enjoyed the show.